I woke up this morning and I realized something. I haven't done the most important lesson on YouTube about CELPIP scores, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a 9 mainly. If someone is confused why, like what score you need, most people need a 9 for immigration in Canada. Some people need 7. For 7, you need really good points in other places. For example, age, education, job, etc. Best to consult an immigration consultant or an immigration lawyer to know exactly what you need because every profile is different. Some people need an 8 as well, but 90% people need a 9 in everything, okay? So that does not mean that you get 3 9s and 1 8, and then you just have to do that module again. You have to do the whole exam again, and you need 9 plus in everything, total score being 12. So a very important thing to understand is why people don't get a 9. Once you know what not to do, you'll know exactly what to do, okay? So reading and listening. There's no controversy or anything controversial there. If you're good in reading and listening, you will easily score more. It's just a matter of comprehension and listening skills. One thing I always say in listening is take notes. Okay, notes are the key strategy. Parts 4, 5, and 6 in listening require notes, and that's because they're so long that you cannot possibly remember them. There's too much information. Parts 1, 2, and 3 don't take notes because they're short, and you want to focus on what's being said instead of taking notes all the time, like in parts 1 to 3, and that will help. But from 4, 5, 6, it's impossible to remember, so take notes. Okay, simple as that. That's the main strategy. For reading, the main strategy is looking at the questions first, then going in the passage. This strategy works for reading parts 1, 3, and 4. You read the question, the multiple choice question, then go in the passage and find it out, come back and answer, instead of going in the passage and then wasting time and then looking at the questions and then going back to the passage. Part 2 in reading, it's a picture. It's very easy to read or look at, so it takes you about 2 minutes to look at the picture. That's opposite. So that's where you look at the picture first and then go to the questions. Okay, that's pretty much it. Those are the main strategies. There are so many more strategies, so please check out my channel on reading and listening strategies here at HZad Education. That will help, okay? The problem is always writing and speaking. So the requests we get, they always say, we got everything, 11, 12, but writing and speaking, we got 8. Writing and speaking, we got 7. So let's talk about writing first, and then we'll cover speaking. Speaking is the hardest thing. Some people even make it in writing, but speaking, almost everybody fails, okay? So let's talk about writing. Writing, you need a structure. There are some templates that you can use. You can copy paste that work every time, that work for all of our students. With those words that you can use and copy paste, you will never make a grammar mistake. You will get excellent marks for vocabulary, and you will not have to think in the exam. You just go and write those things, copy paste those words, and you'll score. So what you want to do is check out the description. The templates link is in the description. Everything you need to know, just copy paste it. It's easy. We have that for speaking as well, okay? So first thing is you do that, it'll help you with at about 30% of your marks, okay? It'll take care of that. Now, the problem is a lot of times, again, this is the difference between people who go over 9 and below 9. It's the task response. A lot of times students think they're answering the question, but they're actually not. Let me give you an example. So let's say the task 2 writing question in CELPIP is about a survey, and the survey says, you have the option of giving your money for taxes or giving your money for charity. Which option would you prefer? Assuming taxes are optional. Okay, so you say that your option is going for a charity, okay? Now, if you have an answer like this, going for a charity is a great deal. I will feel better if I give charity. Taxes, I don't know if the government is going to use them wisely or not, but I like charity. This is a lot of times what we see in the body paragraphs. Problem here is you haven't answered 2 things. Why and how. Remember this. I'm going to say it 3 times. Why and how, why and how, why and how. Always remember that. It's so important. So the way you describe your option should be based on why and how, okay? So why do you want to do the charity? Okay, let's focus on just the why. The reason I want to do charity is because it helps the poor people and aids them in their needs, in their prerequisites, which is very important for them to survive on. That's one point, that's why. The other point, how, again, it could be the same body or the next body. How would be, I would love to do charity by helping people, by helping orphans. Let's make it specific. By helping orphans or kids in need, because they're the ones who were born without any privilege. It was not their fault. They didn't make any mistakes, and they're the needy ones. Hence, I'm going to look out for charitable places where I could help specifically children. Now the examiner says the question has been answered. Okay, so task response is important. Why and how is what you need to remember so you don't go off track. The other thing I'm going to tell you, make an outline. Okay, I see this so many times. Body 1 in task 1 and task 2 is pretty good. Body 2 gets messed up. People forget the question. That's because the time is running out and you're focused on so many things. You have to proofread grammar and all that. So people forget the question. So with this charity question, the charity versus taxes, some people might say something completely different in body 2. They might be talking about how nice it is to act, to have humanitarian measures and government should do more to help people. This is completely off topic, but this happens always because in body 2, by that time, you're focused on so many different things and you're getting tired. If you make an outline at the start of your writing, just take 2 to 3 minutes, write it down on a piece of paper, or just roughly, just type out the outline on top. Write down the 1 or 2 points you want to do for body 1, 1 or 2 points you want to do for body 2, and if there's a body 3, same thing. Write those down, and when you are actually writing, you can just refer to those points and copy, paste, and expand those ideas, basically. At the start of the question, when you're attempting the question, your memory is fresh and you know what you're about to write on, so outline there is very important. This is something I've seen being done with every student who scores an excellent mark. People who score 9 or more, don't think that they're so confident they don't write outlines. They write outlines all the time. I'm a teacher. I write my outlines even to this day because it's very easy for us to get distracted. Okay, so outlines is important. And we have a video here. Just type HZad education, brainstorming. You will see how to make an outline. Okay, now let's talk about speaking. And now at the end of it, I'm going to tell you about 2 or 3 things that are important in both writing and speaking. Okay, so summary for writing is task response as well as getting away from the outline is the main problem. So make sure you do that, and that is how you can go over 9. In speaking, same things pretty much. You know, task response is very important. However, people do get, they are focused on it because it's a 1-minute speaking, so it's not very hard to lose focus. People are mostly focused on it. So task response is okay, but remember the why and how. But a lot of the time in CELPIP speaking, people forget that the tone and emphasis are equally important. This is because a lot of you come from IELTS, and that's where emphasis and tone, they don't matter. But in CELPIP, they do. There are marks for it. So, a few things you can do. Pause between your sentences. Don't rush your sentences. Pause between them. Don't use too many ands. Again, replace your ands with pauses. 1 or 2 seconds pause between each major point. Add some connectors. Furthermore, likewise, also, other than that, apart from that, there's a connectors video. There's pretty much every video on this channel. So type HZad education, conjunctions, or connectors. You'll see a list of connectors. Okay, so use them. That will help you with your tone by maintaining a balance. Like, it's not like, I wanted to suggest you to go to the gym and eat some healthy food and diet, and not like that. It's going to be something like pauses and connectors combined, okay? I wanted to suggest you to go to the gym. Other than that, eating healthy would help out. I'm sure you would enjoy that kind of lifestyle. So pause here before I'm sure, right? And there was a connector earlier. So these things help you maintain a good tone. Another thing with tone is excitement, depression, monotone. It should be a combination of everything. When you're telling people, hey, how are you? Raise your pitch. When you're giving them a description, you know, I think this option is probably better than the other option. Maybe it's descriptive. Keep it simple. And when you are trying to be, there's some depressing situations or unfortunate situations, you go a little slow. I am so sorry to hear about what happened to your dog. Now, I understand that, you know, different volume changes are important. It's just the way you talk naturally that you have to replicate in the CELPIP speaking. Be natural. There are marks for it. Timing is important. This is another reason people don't get a 9. If you mess up 1 or 2 questions where your time is reached and you haven't concluded, That's a problem. Make sure you try to finish 5 to 10 seconds before the actual finish time. If you set that amount of time separately for yourself, you will always finish on time. So make sure the timing is good. Also, people who delay, people who stall, the time starts and you start speaking after 10 seconds, you will lose marks. You do these things in 1 or 2 questions, your 9 is gone. Okay, so timing is very important too. Now, with speaking, these are the main things, right? Let's talk about some things that are important for both writing and speaking. Vocabulary. Okay, you guys want to learn 15 to 20 complex vocabulary words every day. Okay, if you don't have access to some lists, subscribe to my blog. The link is in the description. We upload vocabulary lessons almost every week. So you want to learn fancy words. Basic words are not going to do anything for you. Again, examples are, if you're saying it is bad for your health, very basic. Harmful, better. Detrimental, even better. Okay, so that's one thing. A fancier vocab is important. Now, if you can make it a range of vocab, even better. So it's extremely detrimental. It is terribly, awfully detrimental. So you're using an adverb like ly and an adjective, harmful, terrible. So with these things combined, you're giving them a range of vocab. Range of vocab is basically using adjectives and adverbs. Okay, do more of those. So if you describe a picture where you're saying, the man is singing, include an adverb. The man is cheerfully singing, include an adjective. The man is cheerfully singing and looks calm, adjective. Okay, so description with adjectives and adverbs gives you a range. So you got vocab, you got range. The third thing you want to add is complex sentences. Okay, complex sentences, once again, there's a video for that. Check it out, HZad Education, complex sentences. Basically, sentences that start with a condition. If, because, considering, concerning, due to, they're conditions. So although is another one. So if you have although I am sick, I will still come to work. There are 2 parts of the sentence. So when a sentence is broken into 2 parts, it becomes a complex sentence. There are marks for that in writing and in speaking. If you do more complex sentences, you gain more marks. Again, people who score 9 have all these things. Complex sentences, extremely good vocab, and a range of vocab. Okay, it's not just the vocab, but it's a range. All right. Final thing I'm going to say is mistakes are basically a big no-no. 12 is a perfect score in CELPIP, right? But 9 is considered perfection. So you need to make 0 mistakes. That means no grammar mistakes, no vocab mistakes, no tone, task response mistakes, and so on. You can, of course, have 1 or 2, but trust me, like if you really want to guarantee yourself a 9, you cannot make a mistake. There are a lot of options for you to learn online, Grammarly, some great software, some great quizzes you can find online too. However, if you want someone to assess your writing and speaking, figure out what level you're at, let me know. My email is always in the description. And at the end of this video, we provide very good coaching and also an assessment. We tell you exactly what you're going to score, and people score exactly that. So that's it, guys. Remember these things, very important for you to know so that you don't score an 8 like most people do and they regret it for a lifetime, okay? So I hope this video helps. Focus on all these things, practice hard. My email is going to be at the end of this video. And that's it. Like, share, and subscribe. Talk to you soon. Take care.